As us Jets fans have become accustomed to, not only is the Monday after the season usually Black Monday, it is also when Jets fans start to look forward to mock drafts and the next year's draft, if you will. So here I am as a Jets fan, as I have been for the last, well, my entire life, but as I've been looking forward to mock drafts and doing mock drafts for the last, I don't know, decade and a half at this point, you know, here I am. So I'm coming to you guys this time as doing a New York Jets mock draft. So the way that we're going to do this, of course, this is going to be a 7-round mock draft. If the trades do appeal to me, I will be taking them. This is going to be something that I'm going to do every week, probably every Monday up until the NFL draft, just for the Jets, of course. If you guys don't know about me coming back, it's not for all 32 teams. I'm just going to be focusing on my favorite team, which is unfortunately the New York Jets. But yes, they finished 5-12, incredibly disappointing. If you look at if you look just purely from a statistical standpoint at Aaron Rodgers' numbers, you would think, wow, the Jets might have won at least 9, 10, 11 games. No, they went 5-12. They did beat the Miami Dolphins in Week 18, which was really nice. A little bit of a compensation for us Jet fans, I guess, if you will. But before we get into the actual draft itself, as you see, I have everything all fired up, ready to go. So I am going to look at the biggest needs. So I did make this graphic the other day. This is what I think on both sides of the football, what the biggest needs for the New York Jets is going into 2025. So obviously, number one is quarterback. And now, do I think that quarterback is far and away the biggest need for the Jets? I actually don't on offense. I just think it's the most important. So really it hinders on what the Jets are going to do with Aaron Rodgers. Are they going to keep him? Is he going to retire? What are they going to do? Are they going into 2025 as a punt year, going with Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Travis? I wouldn't honestly be mad at that either. But let me just say this. I think sitting at number 7 overall, I don't think there's a quarterback worthy of taking in this draft, to be quite honest with you, unless Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders falls to us, but I doubt heavily that actually happens. So quarterback is obviously the most important position in probably all of American sports. So that's, of course, going to be a big need. Right tackle, I feel like it's a huge need. Olu Fashanu is your franchise left tackle. When he was healthy, I thought he was great this year. Tight end, again, if they don't re-sign Kenny Yeboah, they don't re-sign Tyler Conklin. Jeremy Ruckert is the only tight end on the roster. And, of course, wide receiver, because if they do cut Devontae Adams, then they're probably going to be stuck with Allen Lazard. Then you're looking at your top 3 of Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, and Malachi Corley. So you'd like to get another alpha receiver in there on the defensive side. Defensive line in general, I wouldn't be mad at another defensive end acquisition after Hassan Reddick leaves. We have Will McDonald the fourth, and then Jermaine Johnson coming off of a massive injury, so no guarantee there. So if Abdul Carter or someone like that falls to us at number 7, that would be awesome. But I'm really looking for a defensive tackle for the most part. Just safety in general is a huge need. A lot of free agents from that position. Also, it's just been a position group that has been not great over the past, I would say, 5 or 6 years. I feel like the Jets have just keep signing 1-year stopgaps, and they haven't really invested heavily in the safety department since the 2017 draft, 2017 or 2016, when they drafted Jamal Adams and Marcus May back-to-back. Cornerback, again, DJ Reed is 95% probably gone. Then you're really left with, and Brandon Eccles is a free agent, so you're left with Michael Carter, Sauce Gardner, and Quantez Stiggers as your top 3 corners. And then linebacker, I feel like if they don't re-sign Jamie and Sherwood, you would like to add to that position group as well. But I'll be honest with you guys. First and foremost, I'm really looking to establish the trenches. I'm probably going to be looking to trade down in the first round here, trying to get a right tackle. There is a right tackle that I do have on my radar that I'm looking forward to talking about. And then probably in round 2, we're probably going to go for the defensive line. So let's see what we come up with here. All right, so we're sitting here at pick number 7 here. A couple guys that I was interested in, as I mentioned before, were already off the board. Malachi Starks was someone that I was targeting at number 7. Same thing with Abdul Carter here. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders off the board. Mason Graham and Tet McMillan are probably the most realistic options here at 7 for the New York Jets. I'm going to hold off on Graham and McMillan. I have my reservations about both prospects. I don't think Mason Graham is for sure worth a top 10 overall pick. But there is someone that I am targeting with this pick or this trade down that I'm going to do here. So we do have a trade offer here. We have a few trade offers. One that looked the best for me. This is from the Miami Dolphins, an in-division rival here. We're going to get pick 13 and pick 48 to move back 6 spots to get pick number 7. That's something that I think is absolutely worthwhile here, especially since I don't really know exactly which direction I would like to take this first round. But with a new GM, with a new regime, you're going to have to figure that they're going to want to look to trade down, acquire more premium picks. That's 2 top 50 picks for number 7 overall. We're going to take that. Absolutely. All right, sitting here at number 13 gives us definitely a little bit more clarity on which direction we want to take this in. So I'm looking to bolster, as I mentioned before, the offensive line first and foremost. We did get our left tackle of the future in Olufashinu last year, so I think we go out and we get our right tackle of the future here. So there's a couple great options here. You're looking right away at Will Campbell. Will Campbell, in my opinion, is someone with his short arms, is going to be someone that transitions best to the guard at the NFL level. Right tackle could be an option as well, but I'm going to go down to the best natural right tackle in this year's draft class, and that's going to be Cameron Williams, 6'5", 335 pounds, an absolute mauler of a blocker. I feel like any new regime going into it already has their left tackle of the future. You get your 2 bookend tackles of the future. That is one step ahead in a rebuild or a retooling of a roster that really gives you an upper hand advantage here. So Cameron Williams is going to be my pick. It might not be a popular one, but you can't deny that tackle is a serious need going forward, and getting someone as dominant and mauling as Cam Williams is a huge step forward for the New York Jets. So just a quick look before we get into this here. Our picks, so we have Cameron Williams. We got number 13. We traded down from 7. We got 13 and 48. 38 is our own pick. That's the selection we're going to make now. 48 is the Dolphins pick. 95, 107, 145, 159, 182, and 208. Now, there are a couple of really great options here on the board. I mean, right away, someone that speaks out to me is Harold Fannin Jr. That is someone that I feel like could kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone for the New York Jets. That's someone that's about, I think Harold Fannin off the top of my head, 6'4", 230 pounds, someone that's he's not going to block for you. He's going to be that receiving type of tight end, but also someone that could line up in the slot as well. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone seems really great right here. I really, it's tough because we have Kenneth Grant here. We have Deone Walker. It's tough, but I'm going to go, this was not an option when I ran the simulation a couple times. Harold Fannin Jr. was not on the board, so I feel like I have to take advantage of it. We're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, an absolutely dynamic offensive weapon for whoever is playing quarterback this upcoming year. We're going to go with Harold Fannin Jr. at number 38. All right, this is kind of the situation I wanted to fall into here. One of the 2 defensive linemen that I was looking at are still on the board here. We're just going to take a look at some other guys that I'm interested in. Shamar Turner is someone that I'm interested in as well. TJ Sanders, but Deone Walker, who had some, honestly, a little bit of disappointing tape this year. Last year was much better for him, but I'm banking on the potential of someone that is just an absolute freak of nature for his size. We need a defensive tackle next to Quinnen Williams that's going to eat up blocks. That's exactly what Deone Walker is going to do. He offers some pass rushing upside as well, and you can't double team both defensive tackles. So you're going to have to double team either one or the other. I'm kind of hoping it's Deone Walker so Quinnen Williams can really get after the quarterback. But yeah, this was turned out to be a fantastic trade down so far for us. We have Cameron Williams, we have Harold Fannin, and we're going to add Deone Walker to this mock draft so far. So what we've done so far in these first 3 picks here, I feel like we have kind of transformed both lines, and we got an absolute dynamic receiving option in Harold Fannin Jr. So what we're going to do is we're going to look to improve the secondary here. And I'm a big fan. I don't know if you guys remember from my draft days, but I am a huge fan of players that can play multiple positions. That is, versatility for me it goes up there with durability and just overall athleticism. There's a player that I've been really keeping my eye on here for the New York Jets, hopefully in the 3rd round here. That's going to be Sebastian Castro of Iowa. So someone that's 5'11", 208 pounds around there, has really good explosiveness, has good quickness, someone that can play corner. I'm looking for Sebastian Castro to play more of that hybrid type of maybe nickel, but we do have Michael Carter. Sebastian Castro, I feel like, is someone that could His skill set is best served as a safety, kind of a roaming safety. Got good ball skills, good instincts. I think that this is a player that you could add to a secondary that already has Michael Carter. Hopefully they re-sign Brandon Eccles. You got Sauce Gardner. Right then and there, you got a really nice formidable bunch there of dynamic young players. So Castro is going to be added to our super mock draft so far. Now I'm sitting here at 107, and I'm going to. This is where I think a lot of these quarterbacks are worth taking. So we're sitting at 107 here. I like Will Howard a lot. I know he's a little bit of an older prospect, but if you guys did watch the Rose Bowl, he kind of displayed a lot of skills that we didn't really get to see that much for Ohio State this year. Ball placement being number one, touch, arm, athleticism, 6'4", 236 pounds with the intangibles that he possesses. That is a quarterback that I feel is worthy of taking a calculated risk on at 107. We're into day 3. We're into the 4th round here. That is someone that if you bring in another veteran or you just let Tyrod Taylor run the offense, that's someone that I feel like if he could sit back and learn and get acclimated to the NFL game, I feel like that's someone that could potentially be a steal on day 3 here. So I'm going to take Will Howard at number 107. Sitting at number 145, we're going to double down again on the offensive weapons here. There's a player sitting on the board at 145 that I think should have been off the board already, and that's going to be wide receiver from Illinois, Pat Bryant. Just a real alpha receiver, 6'3", 201 pounds. He's a player that could win those 50-50 balls down the field. Just a guy that really, truly attacks the football when it's in the air. He reminds me a lot of Mike Williams, maybe not to the athletic, the way that Mike Williams, I feel like every time you see Mike Williams go down the field on a 50-50 ball, he's always just going to come down with it in the most acrobatic way possible. But Pat Bryant is someone that I think out of all the receivers in this draft could be one of the guys that reminds me the most of Mike Williams. He's got decent enough speed on the outside, but I'm really getting him for that catch radius and that jump ball ability. So that's someone that I feel like the Jets, especially if Devontae Adams does not come back, they're really going to miss. So I'm going to get Pat Bryant here at number 145. All right, I'm gonna let my intrusive thoughts here get the best of me. So if you guys are avid draft followers or just kind of keep up on the draft itself, you kind of know that Mike Green sitting here at number 159 is probably going to be impossible come draft time. But since he's sitting here and this is the first mock draft of the season for me for the New York Jets, we're gonna bite and we're gonna get it. Mike Green is sensational. I think someone that with a good Senior Bowl performance and a good NFL combine could probably work his way into the late first round consideration. But him sitting here at 159, which I believe is the end of the 5th, early 6th round, is absolutely ludicrous. But he is unbelievable bend, quickness off the edge, maybe a little light in his bridges there. I think he's about 230, 235 pounds, but just elite athleticism, fantastic overall rush ability. Someone that's just going to be a menace from day one in a purely pass rushing role is going to be an absolutely menacing player. So just a bite here, and it's the first draft. We're going to take Mike Green at number 159. All right, at number 182 here, I'm going to take a player that I've had on my board since last year, to be quite honest with you, for the 2024 NFL draft. That's Kendall Bowler from Florida A&M, so an FCS prospect here, but really, really great intangibles. Someone that, again, is going to get a little bit overlooked because of the FCS, but he's a force to be reckoned with at Florida A&M, which themselves they have been a force to be reckoned with for the last few years in the FCS programs here. But Bowler is going to be my pick here. Someone that I think has good enough intangibles to translate to the next level to be one of those quality backups that we've seen the Jets get in the later rounds for quite some time now. I know that's crazy to say. The Jets usually fumble their early round picks, but the late round picks I feel like always find their way to make a significant impact on the Jets roster. And Bowler is someone that I think could be a good special teamer, could be a great backup cornerback. And at 182, that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some diamonds in the rough. So Bowler is going to be my pick here at 182. And then with our last pick here at number 208, it's a toss-up for me between Power Eccles and Tyreen Powell. But Tyreen Powell is going to get the edge for me. Just an absolute monster of a linebacker. We're talking 6'3", 245 pounds, an old school type of linebacker here from Rutgers. He's been their defensive leader for the past 2+ seasons. He's put in 2 really great seasons back to back. Someone that I think with some good pre-draft performances is really going to boost his draft stock probably into that 5th round consideration. But here with our last pick at 208, we're going to take Tyrone Powell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is my first mock draft of the offseason for the New York Jets. So just to recap real quick, at number 13, we traded down from number 7. We acquired the 13th and the 48th overall pick. We took Cameron Williams, right tackle from Texas. At number 38, we took Harold Fannin Jr. At 48, we took Deone Walker. 95, we took Sebastian Castro. 107, we took Will Howard. 145, we took Pat Bryant. 159, we took Mike Green. 182, we took Kendall Bowler. And 208, we took Tyrone Powell. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I have a couple really awesome guests coming on for a couple of New York Jets mock drafts coming up very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.